Take a slow breath and allow yourself to settle into this moment. There is nothing you need to prove right now, nothing you need to rush toward. This message is here to stay with you while time moves forward. While you work. While you rest. While your mind wanders and then returns. Life does not always change through intensity. Often, it changes through quiet consistency, through staying present even when nothing dramatic is happening. You may feel tired, mentally or emotionally, and that does not mean you are failing. It means you have been trying. Effort leaves a weight, but it also leaves strength. Every day you continue, even without excitement, you are building endurance. Endurance is what carries people further than talent ever does. You are learning how to last, not just how to start. There will be moments when motivation feels distant. Let those moments pass without judgment. Motivation is not meant to be permanent. Discipline, calm commitment, and patience are what remain when motivation fades. You are learning how to move forward without emotional fuel, and that skill will protect you in the long run. You do not need to solve your entire life today. You only need to stay aligned with the next honest step. One step at a time creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates clarity. This process does not announce itself loudly. It works quietly, steadily, reliably. If your mind brings doubt, let it come and go. Doubt is not an enemy. It is simply a thought passing through. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who continues despite them. Each time you continue without fighting yourself, you grow calmer and stronger. Rest when your body asks for it. Slow down when your mind feels crowded. Slowing down is not quitting. It is adjustment. Adjustment keeps you moving longer. Burnout comes from ignoring limits. Strength comes from respecting them. You are not behind. You are not late. You are learning timing. Some lessons require patience so that when opportunity arrives, you are ready to hold it without losing balance. Fast growth without stability collapses. You are building stability. Let go of comparison. Other people's paths are not measurements of your worth. Your journey is unfolding at the pace required to shape you properly. Rushing would only steal lessons meant to protect you later. Notice how calm changes the way you think. Calm sharpens focus. Calm reduces fear. Calm allows better decisions. You are not becoming passive, you are becoming precise. Let this message continue as background support. You don't need to analyze every word. Let it flow while you live. You are allowed to grow quietly. You are allowed to succeed without noise. Every hour you stay consistent, even gently, you are reinforcing trust in yourself. Self-trust is powerful. When you trust yourself, you stop panicking about the future. You move with clarity instead of urgency. Keep breathing. Keep listening. Keep going. Not fast. Not loud. Just steady. This is how long journeys are completed. This is how strong lives are built. And you are already doing it. Stay here and allow yourself to remain present without trying to change anything about this moment, because nothing is missing right now and nothing is broken inside you, even if it sometimes feels that way, and you do not need to rush forward or escape where you are, because this place, this phase, this quiet space is shaping you more than constant movement ever could, and staying with yourself when the mind wants distraction is a form of strength that most people never learn, and you are learning it now, slowly, gently, honestly, without pressure, and that matters more than dramatic action ever will. There will be times when you question whether this calm, steady way of moving is enough, whether you should be faster, louder, more visible, but remember that speed without balance creates collapse, and noise without direction creates confusion, and you are choosing something deeper, something sustainable, something that can last through pressure, responsibility, and time. And that choice will protect you later. Even if it feels boring or uncomfortable now, there are days when motivation feels distant and effort feels heavy and the future feels unclear, and on those days you are not required to feel inspired, you are only required to continue gently without abandoning yourself, because continuation is a decision, not a feeling, and every time you continue without emotional reward you strengthen discipline, and discipline is what carries you when motivation disappears. You may feel tired mentally, emotionally, or physically, and that tiredness is not proof of weakness, it is proof that you have been carrying weight, trying, learning, adapting, and surviving, and survival itself is strength, even if it does not look impressive from the outside. You are not late, you are not behind, you are not failing, you are in the middle of becoming, and becoming always feels uncertain before it feels clear. You might notice your mind returning to old memories, regrets, or imagined futures that create anxiety. Let them pass without engagement, because thoughts are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. You do not need to follow every thought to prove awareness. Awareness is the ability to notice without attachment, and that ability is growing in you now, slowly, steadily, naturally. You may also notice that reactions that once felt automatic now pause before taking control, and that pause is growth, that pause is power, because in that pause you get to choose instead of react, and choice is freedom. Even when circumstances are limited, your inner response is becoming freer, calmer, more intentional, and that inner freedom will matter more than external control ever could. There will be moments when life feels repetitive, when days blend together, when effort feels unnoticed and routine feels dull. Do not underestimate repetition. Repetition is how identity forms. Repetition is how habits solidify. Repetition is how strength becomes reliable. You are not stuck in routine, you are building stability, and stability creates room for clarity, creativity, and resilience later. Many people chase excitement because they fear stillness, but stillness is where clarity forms, and you are learning how to remain still without feeling lost. You are learning how to exist without constant stimulation, and that skill will protect your focus in a noisy, demanding world. If loneliness appears, understand that solitude and loneliness are different. Solitude is space for reconnection, for hearing your own direction again without outside influence, and you are reconnecting now. Even if it feels unfamiliar, you may feel moments of emotional neutrality where nothing feels especially good or bad, and that neutrality is not emptiness, it is regulation. It means your nervous system is settling, it means chaos is leaving before clarity arrives, and that in-between space can feel strange, but it is necessary for long-term balance. You do not need to force happiness or excitement to prove progress. Progress often feels calm, grounded, quiet, and ordinary days are where foundations are built. Extraordinary moments rest on ordinary consistency. You might compare yourself to others and feel pressure to match their pace, achievements, or visibility. Let that comparison dissolve, because their path is not evidence against you, it is irrelevant to your growth. Your journey has its own lessons, timing, and rhythm, and rushing would only cause you to miss what you need to learn to sustain what is coming. You are not here to arrive quickly and collapse, you are here to arrive ready, and readiness takes time, patience, and repetition. You may feel fear about the future, uncertainty about outcomes, or doubt about Your direction. Let those feelings exist without panic. Uncertainty does not mean danger, it means possibility, it means your story. Journeys you are building endurance now quietly, without applause, without validation, without urgency, and that is real strength. You do not need to announce your progress or prove your discipline. The results of quiet consistency speak later when stability is tested. Let this message stay with you as a steady presence while you work, rest, think, or simply exist. You do not need to analyze every word. Let it flow in the background, reminding you that you are allowed to grow slowly, that you are allowed to take your time, that you are allowed to become without pressure. You are not wasting time, you are integrating lessons, strengthening awareness, and building inner alignment. Alignment reduces resistance, resistance drains energy, and reduced resistance makes effort feel lighter. Even when work remains, you are not waiting for life to begin, you are already living it with more awareness than before. Each moment of patience you practice now strengthens your future resilience. Each calm response strengthens your clarity. Each decision to continue without forcing strengthens your self-trust, and self-trust is one of the most powerful foundations a person can have, because when you trust yourself you stop panicking about outcomes. You move forward with steadiness instead of fear, and that steadiness carries you through uncertainty, pressure, and responsibility. Keep breathing, keep listening, keep staying present. No rush, no noise, no gaps, just steady forward movement. This is how long paths are walked. This is how strong lives are built, and you are already doing it. Stay with these words as they continue to move forward with you without stopping, because forward movement does not always need speed, it needs presence, and you are practicing presence right now by listening, by staying, by not escaping the quiet even when the quiet feels uncomfortable. And this ability to remain with yourself without distraction is a form of inner strength that grows slowly and deeply and cannot be taken away by circumstances or opinions or temporary failures. There will be moments when you feel disconnected from purpose, when effort feels mechanical and meaning feels distant, and in those moments understand that purpose is not always felt, it is often built through repetition, commitment, and patience. And just because you cannot feel it right now does not mean it is not forming beneath the surface. Roots grow in darkness before anything becomes visible above ground, and you are in a rooting phase where stability, depth, and endurance are being created inside you. Even if the outside looks unchanged, you may feel pressure to prove yourself to others, to show results, to justify your time and struggle, but the most important proof is internal, whether you are becoming more grounded, more aware, more resilient than before. External validation comes and goes, but internal stability stays and carries you through seasons of praise and seasons of silence equally well. You are learning how to stand without applause, and that ability will protect you when attention fades or expectations increase. There will be days when old habits try to pull you back, when comfort seems more attractive than discipline and ease seems more appealing than growth, and on those days you are not required to fight aggressively, you are only required to choose gently but consistently. Choosing growth even softly creates distance from old patterns over time, and distance weakens habits that once felt permanent. You are not battling yourself, you are guiding yourself, and guidance works better than force. Fear may arise when you think about how long the journey still feels, how many steps remain, how uncertain the outcome is, but fear does not mean stop. Fear means you care, and caring means you are invested, and investment is not a weakness, it is fuel when directed calmly instead of reactively. You do not need to eliminate fear to move forward, you only need to stop letting fear decide for you. Let it walk beside you without control and keep moving anyway. There will be moments when restlessness appears, when you feel the urge to do something drastic, to change everything, to escape the slow pace, but drastic moves often come from impatience, not clarity, and impatience creates instability. Slow movement guided by awareness creates alignment. Alignment allows energy to flow instead of scatter, and scattered energy feels exhausting while aligned energy feels steady. Even during effort you are learning how to conserve your energy instead of wasting it on internal conflict. regret and overthinking, and that conservation will make your long path sustainable. You may notice that your reactions to situations are becoming less intense, that you pause more before responding, that you reflect instead of explode, that you detach instead of absorb. And this is not emotional numbness, it is emotional maturity forming. Maturity is the ability to experience without being controlled by experience, and that ability creates freedom inside even when the outside is limited. If loneliness visits, understand that loneliness often appears when you outgrow old versions of yourself before new connections form. This in-between space can feel empty, but it is not punishment, it is transition, and transition always feels uncertain before it feels right. You are not meant to return to who you were just to avoid discomfort. You are meant to move forward even if that forward path feels quiet, unfamiliar, or slow. For now, you might question whether anyone notices your effort, whether your discipline matters if no one acknowledges it. But remember that your nervous system notices, your body notices, your mind notices. Every time you choose calm over chaos, consistency over impulse, patience over panic, and those choices are shaping your internal world, which will eventually shape your external reality. Effort that changes your inner foundation is never wasted, even if no one claps for it yet. There will be moments when doubt whispers that this calm approach means you lack ambition, but ambition does not require constant urgency. True ambition is the willingness to stay committed long after excitement fades. You are not less driven because you are calm, you are more prepared because you are balanced. Balance prevents burnout, burnout destroys progress, and you are choosing sustainability over short-term intensity, and that choice will allow you to continue when others stop. If you feel emotionally flat at times, do not label it failure. Emotional flatness often means your system is recovering, recalibrating, stabilizing before the next level of growth. Intensity cannot exist constantly without damage. Calm phases repair what intensity strains, and you are allowing repair to happen without guilt. You are learning that rest is not laziness, rest systems functioning over time. You are becoming someone who understands timing, and timing is wisdom, not delay. Continue listening, continue breathing, continue staying present. You are not waiting for life to start, you are already inside it, learning how to move through it with less resistance and more awareness. Every moment of calm continuation strengthens your self-trust, and self-trust removes desperation. Desperation clouds judgment, while self-trust creates steadiness. Steadiness creates clarity. Clarity guides action, and guided action builds outcomes that last. You are not lost, you are not stuck, you are not falling behind. You are integrating, learning, stabilizing, preparing, and this phase is necessary even if it feels uneventful. Keep going quietly, consistently, patiently. This is how long journeys are completed. This is how strong inner foundations are built, and you are already doing the work even now just by staying here, listening, and continuing. Stay with this flow and allow the words to move with you like a steady current, because not everything powerful needs to feel intense, and not everything meaningful arrives with noise or urgency. And you are learning now that calm consistency shapes a person more deeply than bursts of effort ever could. There will be moments when you feel disconnected from results, when progress feels invisible and motivation feels neutral, and in those moments remember that invisibility does not mean absence. Just because you cannot see change does not mean it is not happening beneath the surface. Growth often works quietly, restructuring habits, rewiring responses, strengthening patience, and expanding awareness before anything external shifts. And this internal restructuring is what makes future success stable instead of fragile. You are not wasting time when you move slowly with intention. You are refining direction, and refinement prevents regret. Later, many people rush forward only to realize they built on unstable ground you are choosing to build carefully even if it feels less exciting now, and that choice will protect you from collapse later. You may feel moments where old versions of yourself call you back toward familiar patterns, comfort zones, or reactions that once felt safe but no longer serve you, and that tension is not failure, it is evidence of growth. Outgrowing old patterns always creates discomfort because comfort is are allowed to thank it for getting you here and then continue forward with compassion and clarity. Fear may still appear, especially when you think about responsibility, expectations, or the weight of long-term commitment, but fear does not mean you are incapable. It means you are standing at the edge of something that matters, and meaningful paths always involve uncertainty. Certainty often belongs to small, safe, predictable choices, while growth belongs to paths that require trust, patience, and adaptability, and you are learning how to trust yourself even when answers are incomplete. That self-trust reduces panic and replaces it with steadiness. Steadiness allows you to make better decisions under pressure, and pressure will come at some point, so this calm phase is training, not delay. You might notice that you are becoming less reactive to chaos around you, that situations which once triggered anxiety now pass with less intensity, and this is not indifference, it is regulation. It means your nervous system is learning that not every stimulus requires a response, not every problem needs immediate solving, and not every emotion needs expression. Emotional regulation is strength because it allows you to choose when and how to act instead of being controlled by impulse, and this control creates freedom inside even when circumstances are demanding. There may be days when you feel emotionally quiet, almost blank, and you may wonder if something is wrong, but nothing is wrong. This neutrality often appears when your system is resting, integrating, and preparing for the next stage of growth. Think of it as a pause between chapters, not the end of the story. You are not meant to feel constantly driven or inspired. Humans are not machines. Cycles of effort and recovery are natural and necessary, and by respecting these cycles you are protecting your long-term capacity to continue. Many people burn out because they ignore rest and chase constant momentum. You are learning how to sustain momentum by allowing rest without guilt. Comparison may still try to pull your attention outward, showing you others who seem ahead, faster, more accomplished, but comparison only shows highlights, not foundations. You do not see the instability, exhaustion, or confusion behind appearances, and even if others are ahead on a timeline, that does not reduce your potential or invalidate your pace. Different paths require different preparations, and yours is teaching you patience, awareness, and balance, qualities that will support you when complexity increases later. If loneliness appears, understand that growth often creates distance before it creates alignment. When you shift internally, your environment takes time to adjust, and during that adjustment period solitude can appear, but solitude is not rejection, it is space for recalibration, for listening to your own direction again without external noise. You are not being left behind, you are being redirected inward to strengthen your compass before moving outward again. Keep allowing yourself to continue without forcing clarity. Clarity arrives naturally when pressure decreases and awareness increases. Forcing answers often creates confusion, while patience allows insight to surface at the right time. Trust that understanding will come when you are ready to use it effectively, not when anxiety demands it. Now you are practicing something rare, the ability to remain steady without constant validation, without immediate results, without emotional highs, and this steadiness is what allows people to carry responsibility, success, and leadership without breaking. You are becoming someone who can hold weight calmly instead of reacting impulsively, and that capacity will matter deeply later, even if it feels unnoticed now. Every moment you Choose calm over chaos, patience over panic, and consistency over impulse. You are shaping your future responses, and future responses shape outcomes. Outcomes shape life direction, and life direction shapes fulfillment. Keep listening, keep breathing, keep staying present. You are not stalled, you are stabilizing. You are not lost, you are aligning, and alignment may feel quiet, but it is powerful. This is how long journeys are sustained. This is how inner strength is built, and you are already doing it simply by continuing without giving up on yourself. Continue moving with these words as they flow steadily beside you, because life does not demand that you always feel confident, certain, or inspired. It only asks that you remain honest with yourself and willing to continue even when clarity feels distant and energy feels low. And this willingness is not small, it is one of the strongest decisions a person can make, because many people stop not because they cannot continue but because they believe they must feel ready before they do, and readiness is not a feeling, it is a commitment built through repetition, patience, and trust. You are learning to move without waiting for perfect conditions, and that skill will carry you through unpredictable seasons. Later, when comfort disappears, you may notice moments when doubt questions whether this calm, steady approach is truly enough, whether you should push harder, rush faster, or demand more from yourself. But pressure rarely creates lasting growth, it creates resistance, and resistance drains energy, while calm commitment preserves it. You are choosing a way that protects your long-term strength, even if it feels slower now. And slower does not mean weaker, it often means wiser. You are becoming more aware of your limits and learning how to work with them instead of against them, and working with yourself creates sustainability. Sustainability allows effort to continue long after excitement fades. There will be times when your surroundings feel noisy, chaotic, or demanding, and your inner calm feels fragile. But fragility is part of strengthening. Just like muscles shake before they stabilize, your calm may wobble before it holds, and each time you return to it you reinforce it. You are demanding and your inner calm feels fragile, but fragility is part of strengthening. Just like muscles shake before they stabilize, your calm may wobble before it holds, and each time you return to it you reinforce it. You are training your nervous system to remain grounded under pressure, and that training happens gradually through repetition, not through force. If frustration arises, let it exist without judgment. Frustration often appears when growth is happening slower than expectations, but expectations are mental constructs, not laws. You are allowed to release timelines that no longer serve you and focus instead on direction. Direction matters more than speed, because direction determines where you eventually arrive. You might feel moments of isolation where it seems like others do not understand your pace, your choices, or your quiet way of moving forward, but understanding from others is not required for alignment with yourself, and alignment with yourself is what brings peace, clarity, and confidence that does not depend on approval. You are learning how to validate your own effort internally, and that internal validation will protect you from emotional dependence later. When opinions shift unpredictably, there will be days when progress feels repetitive, when effort blends into routine and meaning feels dull. But routine is where discipline lives, and discipline creates freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from impulsive decisions, freedom from constantly restarting your life. Routine is not the enemy of creativity, it is the structure that allows creativity to emerge without destruction. You are building that structure now, patiently, quietly, intentionally, and that structure will support you when responsibility increases or opportunities appear suddenly. You may also notice moments when your mind feels quieter than before, and you wonder if you have lost ambition. But quiet does not mean empty, it means settled. It means energy is no longer wasted on unnecessary conflict, worry, or overthinking. And Ambition that is loud because it moves consistently without burning itself out. You are not becoming passive, you are becoming precise, and precision multiplies impact later. If fear of the unknown appears, acknowledge it gently. Fear often appears when old identities dissolve before new ones fully form, and that in-between space can feel unstable, but it is necessary for transformation. You are not required to rush into a new identity just to escape discomfort. Allow yourself to exist in transition. Because transition is where learning consolidates and resilience deepens. You are not stuck, you are adjusting. You are not falling behind, you are strengthening your foundation. And foundations are not built in public view, they are built underground, where patience matters more than applause. Continue allowing this message to accompany you without effort, without analysis, without urgency. Let it remind you that you are allowed to grow slowly, that you are allowed to take breaks without quitting, that you are allowed to change without explanation, and that you are allowed to continue even when motivation is quiet. Each calm step